All right, you're in for a treat. I'm going to tell you my self improvement origin story. Now, this comes from the summer of 2021. I'm fresh out of high school, 18, barely legal. I graduated on time, luckily. So, I got a job as a diesel technician, pretty much. I just worked on diesel engines at a machine shop during the daytime. So, I'd wake up at 7, go to work at 8 a.m., and I'd get off at 2:30 because I had a restaurant job at night until 3 to 9, 3 to 10 on weekends. So I was working 12, 13 hour days, pretty much 5 days a week. When I would come home at the end of the night from the shift, it'd be 10, I'd shower, get ready for bed. It'd be 11. And I would play Fallout 3 on my PS3 for pretty much 1 hour exactly. I was the prime example of 1 hour video game a day, except I actually did it. Most people that say that, they go on for 2, 3 hours and they don't even fucking realize it. No, I had a very consistent schedule, and at 12 o'clock would hit, I'd go to bed and I would knock the fuck out. And my life was going nowhere at this time. See, I had been going to the gym for a few years, but I had stopped because I had no time, except on my free days. So I was going once, twice a week, not really seeing any gains. It was a dead end. And it wasn't the fault of video games. You know what I mean? It was my fault. It was my lack of knowledge, my lack of direction. I didn't really know what to do with my free time. See, I didn't know that you could read and learn about business and, learn this really good skill. See, if I hadn't discovered this, I'd probably still be at the machine shop, and I'd be working in a trade right now. I'd be working hard, I'd be making decent money, except I feel like I have a bit more potential than that. See, my biggest thing was I didn't like that trajectory. It's not terrible, but I didn't like it. It didn't satisfy me. It didn't fulfill me. So I ask you, do you know where your life is headed? Do you give 100% every day? Do you wake up, work hard as fuck, and you are disciplined the whole day, no slip ups, no social media, no porn, you're just productive. And then you go and play video games for exactly 1 hour at the end of the day, and then you go to sleep. Is that truly what because I did that, and I did it with, a job, obviously, occupation. I wasn't really doing meaningful work. I was just doing employer work. But of course, nobody does that. Nobody has a fully productive day and then goes and plays video games. Whoever does that is bullshitting themselves, and they're lying. People are far more distracted than they think they are. So they're scrolling social media, they're watching porn, masturbating, doing all these self-improvement no-nos, pretty much, junk food. They're definitely not in the gym 24/7. I mean, the gym's an easy one. Anybody can go 5, 6, 7 days a week and see progress. But the truth is, if it's not paired with the rest of these productivity things, it doesn't give you an excuse to fuck around the rest of your day just because you did a few things that are good. Now, these things, it sounds like I'm saying you're not doing enough in your day. And honestly, we should all be working towards filling our day with fully productive activities, right? See, if you have nothing better to do in your free time other than fuck around and, waste time scrolling social media and playing video games, then you have bigger problems than video games. And that was me at the machine shop. I had much bigger problems than video games. Video games weren't the problem. But if you are focused on, trying to improve yourself and give yourself more things to do in the day, be more productive, and actually achieve something and do something with your life, find some sort of purpose and dedicate your life to that instead of video games and wasting time doing bad habits, you'd have fun in my Discord server with men who are pretty much the same. Top link in the description. So this kind of leads me to my internal argument that I've been having, which is, are video games actually bad? And I really don't think video games themselves are bad. I think it's contextual to the person, right? So I can say for certain that porn is bad, right? And there's no scenario where porn can be good. And some people like to relate scrolling social media and porn to video games. And like I said earlier, it's contextual. It depends on whether or not you have something better to do in your free time. And if you don't have something better to do in your free time when you're playing video games, then it's not video games. It's you. It's your life. It's the fact that you have no direction. You're missing the thing that makes you do work 24/7, that makes you get out of bed and achieve some shit and then go to sleep. You know what I mean? See, this thing that I always talk about, that you should be dedicating all your time to. It's not just this magical thing that you have to go find. It's your career. Like, it's your career, it's your work. What is the mark you're going to leave on society? Like, you know what I mean? Is it going to be, are you a writer? Are you an author? Then you should be dedicating, like, if you truly love writing and you're not just doing it because you have nothing better to do, then you should be writing, like, all the time. You shouldn't be playing video games. The time you spend playing video games, you should be working towards getting better at being productive so you can use that time to write instead, or become a better writer, learn writing related things. That's just an example. See, a few months after I left the machine shop, I was still working at nighttime because, I have to work, right? So I started reading these business books like 4 Hour Work Week and what's the other one? Millionaire Fastlane. And those two books completely changed my life. Like, if I hadn't read those books, I don't think I would be in the self-improvement space. You know what I mean? I don't think I would have gotten this far. So now I'm more dedicated to transitioning from working full time to making money online. And it's obviously very fucking hard. And I have to dedicate as much time as I can to it. So in my life, there's no place for video games. Bottom line. Like, I don't need to, like, relax. You fucking sleep at night. That's relaxing. You take showers. That's relaxing. You can read books. That's relaxing. You're learning. You know what I mean? People act like, they live these hard fucking lives and they need to play video games to rest, to recover at the end of the night. Like, that is the biggest bullshit I've ever heard. Also, how many people do you see playing video games that are actually enjoying themselves? Almost never. 80% of people that play video games are fucking angry, pissed off, and raging. That was me playing video games. Except Fallout actually was pretty relaxing because I'd already beat the game. So I was just fucking around in the wasteland. And I downloaded the Brotherhood of Steel DLC for free because I had a jailbroken PS3, so I could boot it offline. But it's just like, if I didn't have all this shit that I knew, like, some purpose to work towards, I'd still be playing video games. But now I have something, so I can't. And that's pretty much the bottom line. You can play video games all you want, but just accept that the justification of playing video games is wrong. You know what I mean? You have nothing better in your life going on to spend time on. And that's an even worse issue than playing video games. So I'm not going to demonize video games. I'm going to demonize you